I'm trying to save my battery.
as the sun's going down and it's 66 degrees.
Just rolled out of camp, and I figured I'd come up here and hit Virginia City real quick. And forgot there were a couple of little other gold towns up here. Silver, this was the Comstock lode. This made a big freaking deal back in the 1800s. This was the largest discovery in the world. So lots of mines up here. In fact, you can even see, it's not just Virginia City, it's Gold Hill on the way and Silver City also. So let's roll up here and see what we can see. I try not to get run over by all the traffic going up here. That's probably the one thing I don't really like about this area. It's tiny little towns, but lots of tourists, you know, guys like me. But nice curvy roads, lots of history, lots of old buildings. I think that's cool. But a lot of other people are into that too, which kind of makes it a little bit, I don't know, stuffy. They have a festival, and I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's a big motorcycle festival, and I'm sure they probably have other festivals too, but apparently that's the big one. And of course, it's nice twisty roads. This is why I like this area. I came up last night. I came up here, up the other road, I can't remember, 6 Mile Canyon. I was coming up here to look for a place to camp, and I found a couple of places, but it was so freaking cold up here. It was 66 degrees in Dayton, 52 up here, and dropping quickly. They put a lot of work into the restoration, so yeah, you can see very cool, what do you call those, Victorian houses? Yeah, I would call that Victorian. They made them right back then, but still, it's mostly wood, and wood decays. Well, that's kind of ugly. Wow, that's really ugly, but that's been there a while. Well, you know, if you want tourist money, you're gonna have to have some place for the tourists to stay, right? Wow, look at that church. Man, they got, what, 3 churches here? 3 big churches. Got to put all that silver to work. Chapin House, 1862. All right, this is 17 miles an hour, y'all. And here's where all the big dollar, spend all your money outfits are. Firehouse Saloon, Wild Horse Gallery, Coffee House, Russell Rope, Virginia and Truckee. Fireman's Museum, Wild West shows daily. Virginia City Market. I can't remember what store he told me, or what. I think it was a bar. Bucket of Blood Saloon, 1876. Outpost Coffee. Bonanza Cantina. Turcos Kiva Roasting House. Pizza. Cigar bar. Man, hate to think that was it. It's a cool town, but it's a little bit too touristy for me, I think. Six Mile Canyon, that's the road I came up right there. Might want to go back down that one, it was so good. But yeah, you got all kinds of old houses up here. on the hill and down the hill. Very cool old history. All right, boys and girls, I'm gonna do this section of 89. I'm pretty sure I've never done this. I haven't crossed the Sierras very many places. Usually, because when I come through here, the passes are closed. I like California in the winter, but it doesn't like me. So we're gonna try early spring, which apparently, what is it? It's Tioga and Sonora are closed. I've been all over the state, just not comprehensive. I've been north to south, and mostly on the west coast. Just enough to make it interesting. Some tight turns, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it over. What is this? Is 89. Don't remember which pass this is, but we'll know it when we see it. It's 22 miles to Markleyville, I think, what I read. Yeah, this is a nice canyon. Yeah, I'm loaded down. I don't really need to go much faster than the speed limit. It's calling 35 in the corners, but that's a little bit too slow. See if we can carry 45 through the corners. Yeah, I see why it's 35, because it's just a real quick corner right around that rock. I hope we're going up there. That'd be nice. And I've heard of Tioga and Sonora. And a few people think that they're the bee's knees. And maybe they're just really amazing if people just don't understand how amazing they are. I don't know. But I think I could judge. I mean, I've got no dog in this hunt. Everybody dogs the dragon. I mean, I dog it sometimes too, because it's not all that. It's mostly not all that because there's so many people there, and so many people slowing you down and crashing and dying and all that stuff. So that's usually why I dog it. But otherwise, it's a pretty freaking awesome road. And there's several pretty freaking awesome roads up there. We don't have a lot of roads like this back east, where you're going up the side of a mountain and there's no trees. You can see forever. That's pretty unique to the West. I mean, I'm not saying there are none, it's just there are very few. Out west, you burn all your trees every year, so they're not making any more fast enough. Yeah, this is pretty freaking awesome. And I'm in fourth gear. Yeah, I like these curves, man. Yeah. I get quiet when I'm concentrating, when I'm thinking. That's kind of what's going on now. I don't think not talking is compatible with motorcycle vlogs. I don't think. I think it's against the rules. I think you're supposed to cut that part out. Kind of funny. Rules. There's rules. There's rules in baseball. There's no crying. So far, the best thing about this road, besides the curves and the views, there's nobody else out here. That is fantastic. I don't think I've even met anybody coming down this road, which is freaking amazing. I hope there's a pull off at the top I can sit and rest and look at the views and reflect on my first time riding Highway 89. One thing I have to tell you, one other thing that ain't up here, ain't no trees, baby. Ain't no trees. Got these little shrubs. Now, there's your view right there. Probably gonna keep on going up. Plenty of places to park your rig, just no place to hang your hammock, which is irksome. Well, there's a couple of trees right there together. Just can't get to them. And it's 57 degrees right here. It's cold up in these hills, baby. Markleeville, 55 miles an hour. Speed check by radar? They wouldn't dare. They would not dare do that, would they? It's pretty. Very pretty. Imagine how much snow was up here. Probably just a few weeks back, too. Oh, are we going down already? Or are we going to hang on top of this mountain? 55 degrees, folks. Went from about 67 to 55. Oh yeah, that's very nice. Alright, so this is the second guy I passed here. But they're going the other direction. Those guys don't bother me at all. Unless they stay in my lane. Then I get rather irksome. Yeah, this is pretty decent views up here. Brake check area. We must be going down. Woo. speed limit, truck speed limit. Not me. Oh yeah, this is cool. Alright, we're back in the Aspens. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, nice rocks. Nice rocks. Alright, so we should have some nicer trees on this side, because the other side is typically the eastern side of mountains in the west. The eastern side is considered rain shadow. So they may get a ton of snow and rain on the western side. Just dumps and dumps and dumps. And I expect to see snow further down too. Like there should be a lot of snow right here going down. Maybe not.
Well, as you might be able to see behind me, this is an incredible campground. It's incredible in that most of the campsites are on the freaking river, and this is an amazing river. I would love to paddle this, but I've probably never really had the skill to. This looks like a class 4, at least right here. The rest of it I could probably handle, but this tight turn right here and some undercut rocks. Anyway, yeah, I was almost in panic mode earlier because I went into town because I'm like, yeah, I saw some nice places maybe I could get down to the water. That's really what I wanted to do. There were several places north of here, but they were really high in the mountain and they were going to be cold. But I thought maybe I could find, there were several places down low that maybe I could get off the road and find a camp place without killing myself. And then I hit this. There's big plastic bags over all the signs that tell you that this is a campground. But the gate's open. And I pull in here and I'm like, wow, this is really nice. And you can't pay, you don't know how much to pay even if you could. All the camping implements are covered up, and there's little folding signs that say take your trash away. Don't leave your trash here. So in other words, free camping, just don't make us pick up after you, which I thought was pretty extraordinary. So I'm really glad to be here. I may actually spend 2 or 3 days here. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. Y'all know me in campgrounds. I'm not a big fan, but sometimes they're just magic. And sometimes when you only got one freaking leg, sometimes you make exceptions to camping in campgrounds. And that's what I've done.
Good morning, internets. I'm in Kibas, California. It's 55 degrees, and look at my wonderful camp spot. This is a real score. I'm very happy with my camp spot. I'm so happy with the weather and my perfect spot that I'm probably going to stay a few days. I mean, this is really nice. Not just that, it's a campground. Not just that, it's a free campground because I'm guessing that it's kind of in such disrepair that they don't feel like they should charge for it or repair it. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but I've got 2 neighbors back here, and they're on the other side of the campground, and they're all quiet. I don't hear any barking dogs. Actually, I heard a barking dog yesterday, but I think it was up there on the highway. Yeah, this is really nice. And town is only like 15 miles away. Lots of supplies. I'm gonna go back into town today. I made 2 attempts at the grocery store yesterday to get supplies, and I was so tired and so miserable. My leg was giving me fits. It was hard walking around, and then I was trying to figure out how to get water and food on the bike that was fully loaded, which is always a bad idea. So I just gave up. Came up and found the campsite, and then went back into town. It's pretty funny. But yeah, it's nice. I think it's supposed to rain some this afternoon.
So there's a new emergency development this morning in the campground. Seems that sometime this morning, one of these trees out here decided that it was going to come down. So they had to close off half the campground, and guy came by and notified me this morning that if I wanted to stay, I needed to move on the other side of the yellow tape. And I said, which tree? I didn't see any dead trees coming in here. And he said, I don't know. I was like, okay, sounds like a lie then. And that's what I'm doing now. I went over there and looked at some trees and decided they all sucked. And I didn't want to be any closer to the other people in the campground, so I just decided, yeah, if I've got to pack up and move, might as well pack up and move the fuck out of this campground. And it's sad because I really like this campground. But I'm going to go do a quick tour, see if I can find any trees that are about to come down. I could be wrong, but my suspicion is they're just lying. There's some other reason they want me over there, and they just don't want to tell me. I'm looking for your tree that's coming down. I don't see, the only thing I see with red tape on it is that one over there. It looks pretty green to me.
That one right there.
The one with the red tape?
Yeah.
It still looks pretty green though.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
What's the real reason?
No, that's the reason. Yeah, that's really the reason.
But I mean, why didn't you guys rope it off before I got here? Huh?
We just got here.
You just got here yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
that's the reason.
That's cool.
We wouldn't boot you off for nothing.
Well, that's why I was like, man, you would think they would just run me off if they didn't want me here. Okay.
Welcome to any other spot.
Well, that's the problem. It's like if I'm gonna pack up, I might as well pack up and move on. That's all right. Well, at least that sounded. Shit, that tree. Oh, it is fucking dead. Okay, it is dead. It ain't gonna bother me, but yeah, I can see why they are overly concerned, I guess. Now let's see if I can slip past the freaking yellow tape. He's so. Yeah, I really just didn't buy the whole story. And I was like, I saw some red tape on a tree coming in, but I looked up. I thought it was green. So anyway, all right, I feel better. I feel better that it wasn't some kind of conspiracy. They just got here. That makes complete, imperfect, utter sense. And then, like 5 days from now, when they get the campground up and running, it's going to be like $45 to stay here, I bet. Which is fine. I got a nice free stay and a really nice campground that had really no facilities, but yeah, that makes me feel a lot better. I was really freaking angry. And I was coming up with all these conspiracy theories. But at least I went over and talked to the guy. I'm calm, he's calm. ADV California! Definitely not yet. 84. Oh, that's probably okay. Guess we're not there yet. This is the turn that I remember. Looking for Brian's house.
Pardon me?
Brian?
You trying to find Brian?
Yeah.
I don't think he's home, but
I know he's not.
he lives right up the road up there.
That's what I was thinking. I got filled. GPS told me it was that house down the hill, but yeah, as soon as I saw that corner, I was like, this is the turn. This is where everybody crashes, right?
Well, Brian does.
He didn't tell me about that. He told me about all his other buddies that crashed.
He gets drunk and dumps it.
That's funny. That's hilarious. I won't tell him you told me. Thanks, man.
Everybody, take care, man.
Yeah. That's what I tell.
So it's pretty well known that Brian's driveway is very treacherous. Funny thing is, I made it up past the 2 treacherous parts and came here, made it up to the top cabin to go check that out, came back down, stopped, put my foot down, and thought it was where I wanted it to be, but it wasn't. And the bike started going, and there was nothing I could do because I don't have a leg on this side. Anyway, gonna start stripping the bike and get my little bike lift out and use it for the first time actually needing it. The adventure has begun at Brian's place.